Today is Friday, March 4, 2022. I'm Pastor Michael, and this is Wilderness Wanderings. Our text is from Luke 20. One day, as Jesus was teaching the people in the temple courts and proclaiming the good news, the chief priests and the teachers of the law, together with the elders, came up to him. "Tell us by what authority you are doing these things," they said. "Who gave you this authority?" He replied, "I will also ask you a question. Tell me, John's baptism, was it from heaven or of human origin?" They discussed it among themselves and said, "If we say from heaven, he will ask, 'Why didn't you believe him?' But if we say of human origin, all the people will stone us, because they are persuaded that John was a prophet." So they answered, "We don't know where it was from." Jesus said, "Neither will I tell you by what authority I am doing these things." Verses 1 through 8. John the Baptist has faded from our memories, but his role in Jesus' ministry remains important. When Jesus threw the traders out of the temple, he was acting like someone who thinks he's in charge. His actions challenged the current authority structure, which had the chief priests at the top, with the high priest himself as the most senior figure. Who does Jesus think he is, without their endorsement, throwing his weight around? They, that is, the chief priests, teachers of the law, and elders, that is, the recognized authorities, decide to ask. There is heat behind their question, "Who gave you this authority?" Jesus had entered their space, and with his actions claimed to have authority over them. They are not impressed. Jesus replies with his own question. At first glance, it appears to come out of left field. Their whispered debate among themselves suggests they think it's a trick question. Jesus obviously wants to make them look foolish in the eyes of the people. It's not this at all. Recall that, who is Jesus, has been the central question of Luke's gospel. Jesus is no longer hiding the truth. Because he is the royal Messiah, sent from God, he has authority over the temple. This was already conferred on him publicly when John baptized him, with the descent of the dove and the voice from heaven. Therefore, if John was a true prophet, then Jesus is indeed the true Messiah, with authority over the temple. If John was not a true prophet, if he was simply a dangerous dreamer leading people astray, then Jesus too is out of line. Jesus is forcing the authorities to declare themselves. The high priest may make the loudest noise in Jerusalem, with his henchmen and his court, his access to the Roman governor, and the prestige that comes with his ceremonial and political role. But Jesus is challenging the old regime and introducing the new. It's time to decide. From now on, even as he hangs on the cross that marks Caesar's rule, mocked by the same chief priests, Jesus will exercise that authority, the powerful authority of saving and healing love, until all acknowledge it. He humbled himself, thus God lifted him up and gave him the name above all names. The chief priest and his entourage may question Jesus' authority, but soon every knee shall bow and every tongue acknowledge that Jesus Christ is Lord. Philippians 2:10 and 11. Christians acknowledge this, and we profess that he is sovereign over our lives, our thoughts, and actions. We seek to live under that authority, but we often fail. In truth, we often do not want to live under his authority, mostly because it challenges our own authority. Our professions and our actions do not line up. We lack integrity. Preaching the arrival of God's promise and cleansing the temple are acts that either are sanctioned by God or are wrong. Jesus is not just a good man here. The kind of benign respect our culture pays him is not a possible category that the Bible allows us. He does not allow fence-sitting. He should either be embraced as Savior and Lord or opposed. And if he is Lord, then those who believe that need to do what he says. Lent is often a time in which Christians fast in one way or another. Fasting is good, but let me encourage you to engage in something that is distinctly Christian. How will Christ's Lordship impact you this season? As you journey on, go with the blessing of God. May the peace of the Lord Christ go with you, wherever he may send you. May he guide you through the wilderness, protect you through the storm. May he bring you home rejoicing at the wonders he has shown you. May he bring you home rejoicing once again into our doors.